So the deliverable for how you're going to submit these labs is basically going to create a cover sheet with all the basic information, right? And then you're going to submit two files, Dustin and Esther's, and that is a um, PDF or Word document that will contain all the ladder, like this one, right? And then you're also going to submit the native file, CCW file. So this is actually a product that was created for the first. So if you recognize here, I have the AND gate, NAND gate, OR gate, NOR gate. So this is a single file with all of those gates are 6 of them total. And OR, right? XOR, which is what you have right there. So let me just give you a quick here. So how you're gonna start? You're gonna start a brand new project, right? And then under programs, you're gonna right click and you're gonna add a ladder diagram, right? And then you're gonna go from there and build. And hopefully test as you build. One of the things to note is that you wanna use completely different addresses for each of the rungs. That way you can verify that this thing works, right? Like if I run this guy, notice that the first gate, ladder gate, it's got input 0, input 1, output 0, and those addresses are never repeated anywhere else. So I'm gonna just use completely different addresses, right? So when you test it, and what we use here was the simulator, just like I demoed to you a while back. Morning, Constantine. So we use the simulator to test the logic. Turn that on and download the project. But again, for all you three, the session's been recorded. So if you need to go back and refresh, you can do that. I'll show you where the session is recorded. Did you get this one, Constantine, when I get the hand up?
I turned it on the
Yeah, I mean, you can have this. And so anyways, we were just talking about the first assignment, which is producing all of the basic logic gates and ladder logic. So there should be 6 of them in one single ladder logic file. And then you're gonna submit your lab report containing your cover sheet, a printed screen of all the logic, and a native file, CCW, right? Okay, so that actually is the past assignment. You guys had one behind. I mean, whatever you want to do, you can. I think it's a good exercise to build up your skills as you go. So I would advise that you do that one, and then you can move on to what's happening today. All of the handouts for the following assignments are on Canvas, right? They should be found right on Canvas. So anyhow, we're diving into a lot of programming as we go forward for the remaining of the semester. And at any given point, if you decide, I don't want to use the simulator, I want to use hardware, you have that option too. But of course, you're going to have to adapt your programs to the hardware. Don't be shy. If you need help, just reach out, raise your hand and call me, and I can come around. And what you can always do this. I mean, this is changes that can be made as you go. So if I right click on my controller, notice that there's an option for change controller. See that? Okay, and so at that moment, you want to go and select the simulation controller. if that's not the one you're is now. In my case, you see, I already have selected my simulation controller, but if you don't have that, you have some other control, you're gonna have to find your sim controller on the menu and make sure that your project matches the sim controller, right? If you already have the sim controller set, then that's another issue, right? That's a different issue, right? All right, so if you already have the simulation controller, I see you have noted, this is what you're gonna do. Okay, let's do this. You pull up the simulator, right? Make sure that it is running and that the simulator has the loop IP address, which is the same for everybody, right? 127.0.0.1, right? Okay, so if you have that, then the next step you're gonna do is go to your settings, configure drivers, and then you're gonna add a new Ethernet device. Okay, I'm gonna do it again just for you. Okay, and that addition will bring you to this screen where you're gonna match the IP address of your loopback IP address, right? 127.0.0.1. All right. And once you have that, then you'll be all set because believe it or not, the software is trying to network communicate with the simulator. So it's not that they're just there within the computer, they're going to communicate. They need to have a way to communicate. And networking technology, the primary thing to communicate is an IP address. That should solve your connectivity problem. If not, then we can always try to troubleshoot, but that's, so be mindful of those little changes that need to be made. So save the tutorial for your own benefit, but the actual submission is not going to be your tutorial. It's going to be the actual assignment, right? At the end of the tutorial for you guys. In other words, we don't need a tutorial. You keep that, but we need the actual product, the assignment part. Okay, so what happens, I see what happens is that on the simulator's memory, the program exists, right? And so once you upload it, it come back to the workspace. So we don't want to upload from the monitor. We want to start basically a brand new, like I just did here. This is a brand new program, right? And I have no garbage, right? But I start a new program, right? And then let me verify that I have the right controller here. So I am going to change this controller to the sim. Maybe I'm lucky enough to get the same results you're getting with this. Okay, we'll see. So there's the same program, right? So brand new, same program. The controller is the simulation controller, which has something else that I don't need. I'm gonna get the simulator. There's the simulator. To make things clear, I'm gonna get rid of all the drivers that I have here. So that's the correct one. So I'm going to try to download this project and see where it takes me.
To the start and clear it all out and name it something else. And then I renamed my actual ladder program because I think they were both named program one.
Okay.
And so it kept finding the
Right. Right. Yeah. So that's another way. You have to distinctively name it so that there are different projects. Yeah, so those are details you're going to be learning as you go forward to make sure that everything matches what needs to match. Good. Is that you get that? Yep. Working. Perfect. Okay. Good. Dustin, all right? Good. Is it all good, Andres? Okay, you're done with that? The assignment too? Okay, okay, just a tutorial, yeah. So out of this is your actual assignment, which is gonna submit, right? So this is your assignment, this is what you're gonna submit. With a cover sheet, you're gonna, once you have the ladder, you're gonna copy that screen and put it in a PDF or Word document. And then you're also gonna submit the name file. Okay, so that's your assignment for this level. But yeah, whatever you wanna do. And that's the previous one that we did. So we just hook up the hardware, we have more problems like you will.
Oh, yeah.
Then you have to worry about, proper communication.
Yeah.
Matching.
It's actually fun.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, it is. At some point, we're probably gonna do that, right? Just make sure that program download into the controller. Yeah, but this simulator helps a lot because you're just dealing with the software.
It's actually fun.
Absolutely. I'll step out for a minute. Be right back.
For the to debug the program, does it have to be connected and running, or can you just do it like
Sorry, Trey, the connection went out, so I have to restart my computer. But anyhow, is everything going okay for you? You got your software installed and you're working on your assignments? Let us know if you have any questions. But again, good. The submission is not going to be your tutorial, but it's going to be the actual assignment. At the end of your tutorial, you're gonna submit just like you did for the previous one, right? Yep. Good. Excellent. At some point, I think it'll be good for us all, once we get this tutorials done, all four to try to test our project on the hardware, okay? But let's not mess up with that for the moment. So 3 more projects and then we can try to download it into the hardware. give it another dimension of testing.
Is that where they said,
Say that?
is that what you just showed?
Yeah, that's a sample that I uploaded on announcements. No, yeah, you're gonna put them all in one single file, make it easy for you, right? The only thing to note is you're gonna use different addresses, right? So that when you're testing one, the other one is not mixed or messed up. So yeah, you can just add another row. You're gonna have them all 6 on one single file. Okay. Yeah. So the question is, which one is your device that you're using to download the program to, right? So I'm assuming you're using the simulator, right? So cancel that, and then you're gonna go Tools, Simulator, Micro Simulator. That needs to be turned on, right, before you can do any connections. In other words, you have a virtual device, you have to turn on. Yeah, say okay to that. Now go back to your program and try to download it. This needs to be in program mode. Right. Yeah, go back to your program where you were, ladder, down below. Next to it. Go ahead and download it. You can also use this download function right here. Yeah. Build and download. Yeah, now you can download the next arrow down. Tell where you were. Yep. And now you can select, so open up any of those. And you have multiple controllers, so one more up. Okay. Next one down. So some of that's probably what you want, right? That the one that is not. Yep. So what this indicates is this equipment is set up, but it's not present, right? So you want equipment that is set up and is present. Just take the one that you selected. That routine is always going to be done when you start a new project, right? If you open up an existing project, you shouldn't need to do that. But sometimes you can get messed up. So download. And what you're doing, Ezra, is probably something you want to do every time you add a new ladder, right? Make sure you test it, download it, test it. Yeah. That way you know it's working. And as you can see, it takes a little bit, takes, 1 minute or so to download. Bring up your simulator. And wait for a minute. You want to wait until switch to run mode. Okay, say okay. I mean, you can actually, okay, there you go. So scroll, move this one down a little bit. Way down. Nope. Move down. Hold it and move it down. There you go. Oh, you can test your project. So, yeah, enable those. Enable the other one. And there's your project testing, right? So you're gonna add all the other, you need to add the code, the description, right? So when you do that is you have to disconnect and then just type it on top. Okay. Okay. If you're through, you're through. Feel free to depart, do whatever you need to do.